Let me ask you something. Are you feeling stuck or unfulfilled in your business or in life? Like, no matter how hard you try, something just isn't clicking. Here's the thing. It's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because your energy isn't aligned. The truth is, the key to breaking free isn't just another strategy or hustle. It's about harmonizing your energy and aligning it to the highest version of your true personality. I've got something really exciting for you, a completely new take on the Enneagram. It's called Enneagram Energetics, and it goes beyond just knowing your type. We aren't aiming to put you into a box or focusing solely on personality traits. It's about recognizing energetic patterns within you and learning how you flow. And that's exactly what we talk about here on the Unbox Your Personality podcast. Each of the 9 Enneagram points represents a distinct energy that we all experience at different times. And when these energies are balanced, they help us move forward with clarity and purpose. This isn't just about business. It's about transforming your life from the within side out. And guess what? You can be among the first to get a free advanced copy of my upcoming book, Harmonize Your Inner Energies, an introduction to Enneagram Energetics. Head to enneagramenergetics.com or click the link in the show notes to join the waitlist. Together, we'll get you unstuck and into alignment so you can thrive in business and in life. Hey, difference makers. I've got some exciting news and it rhymes with modcast. That's right. I just released a new podcast series on YouTube. Now, don't worry, Unbox Your Personality podcast isn't going anywhere. I'm going to be including full-length audios here, and plus, you're going to get some juicy behind-the-scenes stuff that you probably won't get on YouTube. And that information is going to be relevant for coaches and other business builders in the helping profession. And that's what today's episode is all about episode 1 of the new series. What was going on in my head as I was formulating the idea and how I wrestled with how to structure it. Spoiler alert, I was overcomplicating it. I am including episode 1 in this episode, so you're not going to be missing anything. But if you are a visual learner, be sure to check out the series on YouTube or YouTube Music. Let's go ahead and get started. It's time to stop comparing yourself to others and plug in to what is uniquely you. Welcome to Unbox Your Personality, the podcast for coaches, creatives, and educators like you who understand that your happiness makes you more effective at what you do, bringing out the best in others. I'm Jen P. Higgins, personality strategist and Enneagram fluff remover. Get laser focused on who you are and who you aren't, so you're free to make the impact you were born to make. And have fun doing it. Your personality is your business. So let's get down to business. I guess it was earlier this year. I got this itch to rebrand the podcast. This one. I think I mentioned in previous episodes that I started attracting a new set of clients in my coaching business. These people were looking for healing. They were struggling with generational patterns on top of their personality patterns, and that left them feeling overwhelmed or confused or broken, like something is wrong with them. These people are open to intentional spiritual growth and developing their faith in something that's bigger than themselves. I am a firm believer that business is like the litmus test of how successful a person feels about themselves, about being themselves, their authentic self. I have had clients who desperately want their business to take off or their book to be successful, only to wake up to crickets. And I've had clients who are wildly profitable, but they wake up to boredom or depression or chronic pain that's so bad that they can't even enjoy their own successes. I can honestly say that I can relate to both sides of this pendulum here. And it's because we transform in stages and we grow in seasons. And that is really what the Enneagram is all about. I became a student of the Enneagram, and the more I studied it, the more I saw it in everything that's around me. And that's when it hit me. Enneagramology. That is the name of the new podcast. Take a listen to episode 1. It's only like 6 or 7 minutes, and I'll come back afterward and share a little bit more about the pre-launch struggle I experienced. Welcome to Enneagramology. This is the podcast where we study the Enneagram not just as a personality tool, but as a map and guide to understanding how we process, heal, and grow into our purpose. I'm Jen P. Higgins, young heart, old soul, and I've dated a lot of personality tools in my career as a consultant and a life coach. But I married the Enneagram, and here's 3 reasons why. The Enneagram was the first personality tool that I didn't immediately fall in love with. I just didn't think it was very accurate. And as a mom of neurospicy kids, I understand the power of a label. And sure, spectrum helps a little to not box them in, but it also becomes so broad that it invites stereotypical assumptions just to make it make sense when they're two completely different people. And I see people use the Enneagram that way back then and even still today. But once I learned, number one, that online tests aren't very reliable, and this could be its own episode. And number 2, that your core type is based on your unconscious motivations. I locked in because our unconscious minds take up to 95% of our brain activity. And that is the mystery I wanted to unlock in myself and to help other people. I said to myself, there's a lot about myself that I don't know. And there's a lot about myself that I think I know, but I don't know, at least not the way I think I know. So if you're looking for validation, you might get it if you're already doing the work of self-awareness and growth. And that's assuming the online test got it right in the first place. But if you are looking for a wake-up call, ring, ring, hello, is the Enneagram calling. Here is a list of all these dark places that your subconscious might go, and you keep chasing the wrong thing, thinking it's the right thing. And of course, there will be episodes that dive deeper into that. And number 3, it wasn't even originally about personality to begin with. So about 10 years ago, and it's probably more by now, but I had a bit of a mid-career crisis. My whole practice was based on personality psychology, but my clients were clinging to their profiles like a lifeline. And I thought, what is happening? Am I making things worse? I thought I was helping people, but they were finding excuses for their poor decisions and behaviors. They were boxing other people in based off of their profiles and just saying, well, that's just my personality, or that's just who I am. And that person is doing that because they are X, Y, and Z. And I just wanted to quit, but I'm glad I didn't. When I was researching for my book, I learned that when George Gurdjieff first introduced this symbol to the West, he called it the diagram of everything living. He acknowledges that we are 3-brained beings with a body and a heart and a mind. And The modern Enneagram, as pioneered by Oscar Ichazo and Claudio Naranjo, they explain the psychology and the pathology of how the hidden or the underused brain creates symptoms of disconnection, of negative thought patterns, and even as far as psychosis. In my private practice now, I use what I call Enneagram Energetics. This is a holistic approach that's modeled after Gurdjieff's philosophies of balance and alignment and wholeness, and the default knee jerk motivations of the Enneagram of personality. And using this combo, I can better assess where my clients are getting stuck and how to gently empower them and guide themselves out of that rut from a more balanced perspective that is in alignment with their highest goals and with their purpose. Enneagramology is about how the more I studied the Enneagram and applied it to my business and in my own life, the more I saw it as a map and a guide out of that box that our egos like to put us in. So, in this podcast, you will hear me describe core types or personality types as core type 1 or core type 2, and so on. But the main message of Enneagramology and of the Enneagram Energetics approach is that you have all 9 energies within yourself. So, when I talk about the energy of a point, I'm talking about the pure energy of that point. For example, point 1 energy is the energy of vision and integrity and alignment. And if that comes easy to you, then this energy is harmonized within you. But if you struggle at this point, it could mean there's a resistance or a dissonance, or it might even be dormant within you and needs to wake up. The unboxing work that is your job is to harmonize the energies at each point. That's the path to balance, alignment, and wholeness. If that's the path you are ready on or want to be on, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. So, there is the very humble beginning of my new podcast. Again, if you like visuals, go check it out on YouTube. I'll link it in the show notes. So obviously, I didn't actually do a full rebrand. I did bring this idea to other YouTubers and podcasters who were very encouraging, but I was still struggling to move forward. I kept asking things like, do I shut down Unbox Your Personality and just start afresh, just start a brand new podcast? Do I just do a little under the table sleight of hand switcheroo and surprise people? Do I just do it on Buzzsprout? Do I do it on YouTube? All on YouTube. There were so many questions about all the different possibilities that were at my disposal. And then I heard that little still voice inside of me say, "Who cares, Jen? Just do it." But I didn't. I distracted myself instead with rebranding my courses. And while I absolutely love the new look and the new content in the introductory course, and I've gotten great feedback from current students, I wasn't exactly excited about promoting it on social media. I've sort of kind of taken a hiatus. I'm still on social media, but more as a consumer than a marketer. And if you're interested in that course, it's called The Introduction to the Enneagram of Personality. Well, I decided to suck it up and started writing a series of real ideas, and it took forever to script them out. Actually, I did types 1 and 4 pretty easily. And then 5 was a little bit slower. And then 6 was even slower than that. And then 7, 8, and 9, forget about it. And I'm even a 7. And my husband is a 9. And he was helping me with it. But the more you get into Enneagramology, the more you'll recognize that even this pattern is explained by the Enneagram. Yes, I could have pushed through and just settled on the scripts that I had and recorded them and then posted and just played that, wait and see card. But instead, I listened to what the pattern was warning me about. I got still. I tapped into my own intuition, and I realized that I just didn't want to do reels. But for some reason, I was totally okay with doing YouTube videos and then, of course, pulling reels from that. And then I was reminded, wait, wasn't I going to do a YouTube podcast once upon a time? And so at this point, I felt like God was telling me that I could feed two birds with the same seed. So the very same day that I was scheduled to record the type 1 reel, and I even recorded about half of it before I just stopped and said, this isn't it. That was the same day that I wrote and recorded Enneagramology episode 1. And yeah, it's short, and I haven't yet updated the messaging on my poor neglected YouTube channel. And yeah, the recording probably could have been edited better, but it's out there and it feels good. And it's only going to get better from here, right? So as more episodes of the series come out, I'll continue to share how I unbox myself in everything I publish using the intuitive wisdom of the Enneagram. So you too can be encouraged in your life and in your business to unbox yourself and unleash your power.
Thank you for listening, subscribing, and reviewing the Unbox Your Personality podcast. To learn more about yourself, go to powercoachjen.com. Find out how you are different so you can make your difference.